عظيم. بدنا نحاول ونمشي باذن الله تعالى وعلى امل انه السيستم يحن علينا ويعود لرشده. بس بهذا الوقت يوميا في اشكاليه في الباندويث، عشان هيك بتضلها تحذفنا. مساء الخير جميعا، زملائي وزميلاتي وايضا ضيوفنا الكرام اللي مشاركين معنا اليوم. To hear a success story, one of our greatest successes, inshallah, that will hopefully leave an impact to see where things are heading in the future of work, the future workforce, the place of work, or the space of work. I'm Abed Baidas of Identity Branding Forum, and today we had this special conversation to talk about how the transformation is being made with the smart future workforce, especially college students, the age generation that we all cherished at one point of time, my age I'm talking about, that we need to carry on the future with. Identity Branding Forum is a company that is focusing on leading a change, creating a change, and what we do is focus on becoming and remaining a symbol of a new culture. That's what we aim to do. That's what we focus on doing. So we are the center of a human change development, and everything that we are doing is around that. Today, we're going to evolve. We're going to talk about how we have evolved to become the center of the world's greatest ideas. Ever since 2007, everything that we have done is to focus on how to create programs, services, technologies, ecosystems that will bring people together with business, provide them with the ecosystem to become sustainable, for them to maintain a relationship, for all to thrive, including the people in the marketplace. Now, what we have done, so what we do is we create sustainable disruptive brands. I'm going to mention in a minute what does that mean, the culture of the brands that we create, and the ecosystems for them to grow, stay connected and engaged, and become sustainable. So this is basically everything that we do in those programs, everything that we, in the services that we provide, is linked to this. 3 items. Exactly. Sustainable disruptive brands, the culture of those brands, and the ecosystems for those brands. Okay. So what we have done, how we did it or how we do it, we started with the services, identity branding services, the consultancies that we have been provided to a number of large companies around the world, including Nike, General Motors, Chrysler's. I'm talking about at the US level. So that became our fortes. And then what we did is created the culture for those brands under a brand called Puma. And Puma is, there is a reason why we chose that acronym. It stands for a professional understanding and management awareness, is because Puma is an animal that is versatile, a hunter, a patient, and take advantage of opportunities. And every person in management or in a company, no matter who they are, they have to be a Puma style. So that's the culture of branding. So they are agile, flexible, and versatile, scalable, where they are always adaptive to the change that is taking place or would take place around them and now and in the future. And in order to create the sustainability and the disruptive elements of the brand, for the brands, we created Sustainable Human Development Protocol to link brands in the life cycle of people throughout their life. So the disruption or the change comes through the life changes, the growth people that has. And as long as we connect businesses to the lifelong journey of people's evolutions of needs, that's when it becomes sustainable. Sustainable demand, sustainable style, sustainable ecosystems for them. So we created a new service. We evolved from an identity branding to Mithaq 360 that combined the art of designing brands and the science of building sustainability of the protocol, based on the protocol. That's why we ended up with what we call the sustainable human development protocol. Good evening, Dr. Adnan, and thank you for joining us again. We wouldn't want to miss you. And what we have done is created also the ecosystem for those brands. You see that this is the third element. The ecosystems has to come somewhere, because most companies cannot afford to build it, to design it. They don't have either the experience or the means to make it happen, especially at the smaller level. And we designed a program called IPEN Club. This is the first of its kind social economic club in the world that would actually bring together students from all walks of life, businesses, professionals, companies, to bridge, to create that ecosystems and create communities of communities for them to grow and expand across those human needs, human evolutions, humans support that we have. So we created also social impact, because the growth doesn't come through just the standard services and programs. So what we thought about is to create our own science of how to create social impact that has an impact on the business. This is not unique worldwide. It's been done by a number of major companies that spent billions on research and development to get this far. So what we have done, created a model programs, not model initiatives that would allow companies to embed and utilize that what we have created, or use a system that we have for them to grow with it, to create their own initiatives that has an impact on society, to impact the business, to grow. Because unless there is a benefit in return, there is no value for doing it. So that's what we have done for Identity Branding Forum. And the last of our innovation is the Talents of Endearment Career Labs. So we thought basically is now we have a system that helps businesses to become a sustainable, disruptive brands, the culture and the ecosystems. We thought, why not go down to the smaller level, to the roots? So we created Talents of Endearment Career Labs for high school students and college students, college graduates, where we bring them together with businesses so they can start collaborate to think together, elaborate and build the opportunities that they can discover throughout the local markets in the 33 days online virtual journey that would allow them to give. It's a one-time lifetime subscription that will provide them 5 years platform support to build their ecosystem, because when you are new, you cannot afford to have it. So what we did is we embedded it to make sure that you have it, and a lifetime support, community support. So that you have everything that you need in your life, throughout your business, in one place, whether at a business, at a large scale business level, or at a humans at a smaller scale as a student level. And we didn't stop here. So what we created also for Talents of Endearment is another program called 20X Initiatives to create infinite opportunities for the next 20 years by students worldwide. So our aim basically that we started building partnerships with universities, institutions worldwide, is to get to the point where we are actually helping students become the center of fusion of global opportunities. So now there is no more complaining about where the unemployment problems. Here with the Talents of Endearment, our aim, our legacy is to make sure that no one in the world is left behind. No one could have an excuse that they couldn't afford it or couldn't make it, because we are there for everybody to make it happen. That's why our aim is to reach every school, every university worldwide, to make sure we tap into those communities, especially disadvantaged communities around the world. So with 20X, it's a race, it's a competition that is aiming to build infinite opportunities by students to the world. And what we have done also, or we're doing right now, is we're going to be coming out shortly 20X for Expo 2020. Everybody's talking about it. It's a global hype that now everybody is fixated on to make it happen. So our aim is to take students from UAE or in the region to become actually the scout, the aspiration discoverer, the builders of opportunities for companies and countries are participating in the expo. We're going to have another session to elaborate on this initiatives and how we're going to be inviting institutions in UAE and the region to participate, countries who are participating in Expo 2020 to participate as well, supporting this initiative. And we created also a legendary happiness journal where business leaders, researchers from around the world to participate with their ideals in terms of what happiness is to them, how they are actually creating happiness at their businesses, for their employees at business or at home, for their communities. So we want to make sure that whatever models available around the world is measured. And this is going to be in cooperation. This is going to be authored by students, interns, because what we want to make sure, because the grassroots of the future are children, youth, college students. They are the one who's going to be there tomorrow. So we want to make sure they become the authors of what is happiness in real term means to the rest of the world. So we have samples, we have research documents that is shared across the educational community for things to make things to happen, inshallah. And we created also Ibn Khaldun Assembly for Career Development Studies. This is all under Talents of Endearment Career Labs, where we are bringing educators, faculties from around the world, philanthropists, researchers, where they can share their ideas. They get trained by Talents of Endearment and the new culture, the new mindset, where we are able to really transport the world and disseminate the information, the new knowledge, and work together to make things better. Keeps improving and coming out with the new programs and new products and services to the world. Now, under those 4 items, under 4 Talents of Endearment, this falls under what we call career labs, which is our aim is to open in every university in the world, in UAE, in the region, in Africa, Asia, Europe, America, everywhere where potentially. Today we are in 12 countries, and through partners, of course. And our aim is to have a career lab in every partner institutions wherever they are in the world. That's our aim, inshallah. And we also brought, to deepen the experience that we provide as Identity Branding Forum to complement the other work, we created what we call Mike Salisbury Fellowship. Mike Salisbury is one of the living legends in the world who created success stories like Michael Jackson, Jurassic Park, the movies, the Aliens, and the Rocky, the Rolling Stones magazines. And that program basically would enhance the depth of experience companies could actually acquire through that fellowship, which will also be available to partner universities, where that experience is a training experience by the standard of Mike Salisbury, how metaphors are created to create an impression that lasts and make it a successful brand of it. Now, we have also done the Al-Manassa space for e-learning. We actually started this program years ago in 2002, when we were excited about the largest e-learning platform in the world designed by us outside of the United States, but the world wasn't ready for us back then. Now they are. So Al-Manassa space for e-learning is a culture of e-learning. And we're going to have another session on this later, at the later stage, to talk about what is this culture of e-learning that we are talking about. We're not talking about technology. Technologies everybody has. But what we have developed is a unique transformation, is how to really embed freedom in learning for students to become creative, innovative, and let go of their potentials. Our universal partnerships, all from India to the UAE, to Jordan, to Europe, to the US, we are getting everywhere. We are motivated to help people across the world become the #1 to the world. Every single person to have the opportunity to grow. Every single person, no matter where they are, poor or rich, to have a chance to be all that they can be. And this is our aim, and this is why we have invested heavily, financially, and resource-wise over the years to build the programs, to build the knowledge, to build the science, to build the art, the experience, to get to where we are able to help every single person that has a dream to make it happen. So what we wanted to do is to start with smart internships. Okay? Why? I'm going to talk about the ecosystem that we created for the smart internships and why this is important for identity branding forum. At the large scale that we started with this. Okay? This is for students, of course. You all know. Smart internships, because it's a transformation. Yes, it's associated with technology because everything is based on smart technologies. But internships is based on something else called adding smart to intelligent. Now, to get started with this and why we get started with the smart internships as identity branding forum, we want everybody's talking about the future of work, the new norm, especially after Mr. Coronavirus came aboard a year ago. So what we wanted to do is to, while everybody's still hanging up in the air, talking about headlines, the new norm, the future of work, the debate of what works, what does not work, we said at Identity Branding Forum, we want to get ahead of everybody, ahead of everybody worldwide, because we're a little greedy and we get pushed to the edge to take a risk. And that risk has been, luckily so far, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, calculated one. We haven't really missed the mark so far. We haven't really missed a challenge to make things happen. But the new norm, to us, the way we designed it, and luckily the first group of people, students, population in the world to live it, to taste it, to enjoy it, to cherish it, is higher colleges of technology interns. And we are proud to say that. Okay, they are a prominent university in UAE. They've got great opportunities among with them. So we thought about creating an ecosystem. We have to create an ecosystem. Everything we're talking about the environment. How are we going to get students coming on board in a complex complex time, chaotic times? Strange business to them, unknown opportunities to them, out of college with unknown future. Is we thought about creating an environment, one that is open-minded, friendly, creative, productive, sustainable, rewarding business environment. This was our aim when we designed the ecosystem or the environment that we set the stage for our interns. Okay, who wouldn't want that? Any business would love to have. Sorry for the platform, the bandwidth. It's acting funny on me today. I apologize if my pictures keeps fading away. I'm not hiding. I'm here. So basically, what we have done, we thought about workspace versus workplace. Okay, and why we say workspace? Well, we didn't say the virtual world. Because everybody needs a space. You remember, we all talk about, I need my own space to think. I need my own space to reflect. I need my own space to really see, to evaluate, to capture the things that I am missing. So we thought in context of that, the term workspace to us, this is what it means. A space that allows people to be themselves, act whatever they want at their own space, at their own pace, not controlled, no limit, no place limit, no place, restricting place and restricting time. So in other words, they are free. Wherever they want to be, wherever they want to work out, in their dining room, in their living room, in their bedroom, wherever they want to be, any time of the day. Their office hours starts at the moment they walk into the platform and get their messages on the platform. The platform is also on their application, on their smartphone, so we don't leave them. So whenever they decide to lock in to that platform. So now they are in office. They're responsible to act and communicate with everybody. Think what happens in the office when you walk in. When you walk in your workplace, everybody bombards you with questions. Everybody is ready to ask you things, assignments waiting for you, meetings waiting for you, right? From 9 to 5. Here, we don't have 9 to 5. Here we have the minute you walk in, you are ready for action. You are ready to receive and give. Okay? So what we did, we wanted to also allow them to think breadth, not depth. You see, in college, we focus on the skills, the vertical, what they learn, what they should be, what they should know everything about it. And this is the way it should be. But what we did in our job training, work placement at Identity Branding Forum for our interns is we want to make sure they also acquire the talents how others things in finance, in IT, in media, in design, in marketing, in projects management, in administration, and so in events planning. So now they're adding smart to intelligent. Depth is the intelligent, what they got in college. Smart is what we give them the chance to grow, to think across the board horizontally, not just vertically. Now they understand what it takes to be somebody else. Now they understand how to communicate with somebody else with a different mindset, with a different culture. So this breadth experience that they are acquiring, it's critical for their future work placement. And that's something we accounted to make sure that it happens, and they have been going through so far in their 6 weeks. And what we wanted to do is also push collaboration for the whole to win. We don't want people to think I want to compete on individual level. We brought an eraser, virtual eraser. We erased that. It's collaboration, teamwork. They struggled with it at the beginning because they always thought about getting an individual assignment. Here we don't have individual assignment. Here we have department assignment. Here we have a project assignments. So now they are thinking together. They're forced to think together, to collaborate together to make things happen. So with that in mind, every project, for example, that we have, I'm going to talk about it in a minute, it creates a mix of those students from those different departments where they all work together within the same project environment to produce results. So events, finance, marketing, design, media, they all work together on every assignment. And I'm going to show you how we created that link for them. And we also wanted to push empathy, supportive of each other, feeling for each other, encouraging each other. I'm going to walk you to the platform in a minute to show you how amazing these students are. These students have been in the last 6 weeks, how they support each other. It's a story to tell the world proudly. And what we did also push support for each other. If you don't know to do something, they help you. They help each other. Remember, because it's a teamwork. It's a collaboration. They have no choice. They cannot work alone. They cannot be left alone. The team has no choice because a task is connected to the certain department, and everybody has to make sure that it happens. And what's amazing that you start discovering something else out of students, for example, in IT or in design. They started helping other students with their media projects, assignments, produce outcome. Amazing outcome that they've had for everybody. And push group thinking. And that's what we did. We allowed them to go on WhatsApp groups on the platform to communicate, think, debate things, and to share ideas. For example, what do you think? I have this idea. What do you think? Give me your feedback. And everybody rushes to participate with their feedback. I am the pain in this group. I have to criticize always. I have to give my opinions. They know, and hopefully they feel, excuse me, I'm one of them, not different than them. So what we do is, when I say group thinking, start sharing ideas, and they start giving each other's feedback. How about changing this, change this colors, change this projects, add this. It's amazing the outcome that is happening in their transformation. So we said, I never like management. I don't like managing people. Whenever I manage people, I make things worse. Okay? So I says I'm a guide. I'm a tour guide. That's it. So we took away everything that is called management and replaced it with guidance. Remember, we talk about mentorship. It's actually, at some point, at stage of time, it's a mentorship, but now it's guidance. No management. We don't tell them what I want you to do this with this, like this and this, strict, rigid. No. We just tell them, you decide how you want to do it. To use the tools that you want to use it. It's up to you. All what it is, there is a task to be done, and figure it out how you want to do it. This is the future of work. This is the future thing. People talk about it, but and I'm going to show you what has evolved out of all of this in the characters and the qualities of these interns. We push them to manage themselves and manage them to manage each other. They guide each other. I need advanced sense to design. I want this by this day. The media as designs. I want this by this day. Marketing to IT, marketing to finance. So they start communicating with each other with response. They became more responsible for the tasks and the jobs that they are doing to make things happen, to make things productive for everyone to grow with it. Excuse me. And so no supervision. We don't want, we limited supervision. We don't make them feel that you're going to be punished if you didn't do this. No punishment, no tests. I never liked testing in colleges. Okay, I was the worst. I was a cheater in college. Back in the US, so you don't have to worry about me here. Okay, this is a little secret I'm giving away. Not all the time, but some of the times. And so we limited supervision because we don't want when you actually take off supervision, becomes less afraid. Okay, right? What else do you think when you take supervision off could impact people? Could you share in your chats, please? How could that impact people when you have less supervision on employees or students? How could that impact people? Would you share on chats? Nobody wants to share? No sharing? You're hurting my feelings. Okay, let's carry on. So no supervision for them. I see, now it's coming. And creativity with no limits, of course. Be more comfortable. Excellent. So what we did also is focus on, it's okay to make mistakes. Don't worry. So when we took off supervision, now they start being more courageous to try their new ideas, to try and not worrying about make mistakes. So when that happens, when people are less worried about mistakes that they make, the outcome is phenomenal. The results is phenomenal. And thank you from Johannesburg. You have a nice weather over there right now, Josh. Thank you. So what we have done is when we took supervision out, it allowed employees, our interns, to make mistakes. Now I'm ready. I'm not afraid to try new things. I'm not going to be punished. And actually, they are encouraged, and they're supported. Okay, that's the environment. That's the management. That's the leadership style that we gave this program that allowed the interns to be themselves. That should be the way every business should have it, because this is the future. When technology, when coronavirus came, it sent businesses home, it sent employees home, it sent customers homes. So we lost control of everything. And the reason why businesses are having chaos is basically because they got used to, comfortable, watching people, monitoring people, doing what, calculating what is wrong, what is not, make them accountable. Employees, when they went home, now they are less motivated because nobody's communicating with them. But guess what? We did not have a virtual, an office, a brick office for our interns to work in. We created a click office. This is what I call a space for them to communicate. So when everybody's having a problem, we're having fun. And our employees, our interns actually, my heroes, are joining us. I would like them to share their feedback on their chat, so you all can see how they are reacting in this virtual environment. A lot of them, one mother said, this is actually, it's helping me to really look after my family and do my work. And this is what we miss. Okay, so there is no mystery into this. The only mystery is trying to hold into the old ways, and not seeing what's the change is being forced upon us. Okay, so what we did is we brought this culture with the criteria what everything should be like to make it successful, and that's why they're becoming totally different breed of people. We push them free to think and act. No limit. Whatever, think crazy, bring it, we want to hear it. And applying things. What we wanted to do is, and it really is, Rhoda. And what we wanted to do is, it's critical for us as an employer, not the employees to hear what we think of. We want them to tell us what they're thinking of or what you're doing, because remember, there are two things. One, they are part of the market. The second, they're part of the future employment and decision makers. So it's important for us to hear what they have to say. And they know better than we do what the market looks like out there, what the market looks like at their homes, or at their friends' houses, or at their neighborhoods, or at their communities, at their schools, at their clubs, more than we do. So what we wanted to do, what they think, is actually for us to reach out to everybody these employees connected to. Technology has allowed us to do that. We couldn't do it before. And this is what's amazing about the virtual environment that we've created in this platform that allowed our employees to become phenomenal at what they are doing. For the first time in my life, I used for one of them, you are a wow girl. It's because they are really amazing. They surprise you every time you look at their work. Not one, all of them. And what we wanted to do is use their talents to go beyond their skills. Some of them in IT says, I'm very talented at designs, media. He says, fine, do it. You're not limited to IT in the environment. You see, normally we try to hire people for the skills that they acquired at college, and yet set it all out and try to help them become something else that they are not, or they don't even have the talents for. So what we did in our environment that we've created here, the smart environment that we've created for our interns, is that what you studied is something is good, but if you have other qualities, show it to us. We want to know it. This is added value when people if they want to go out in business or they seek employments, this is added value. This is what I'm able to do in college, out of college, but this is what I am also capable of doing. The capable of doing is what makes the whole difference in the world for an employer or an investor. If you want to think about it, this is what makes the people different. We're not copycatters of our teachers or faculties, because robots are doing what we studied in college for. They're taking away they're able to do the things we learned in college what to do. So what we wanted the students to do, the interns to do, is not to focus on how to do the next thing right, based on what is happening now or what did happen before, but to focus on what is the best thing to do next. This is the added value, the culture that's allowing our interns to grow differently too. This didn't happen before. They didn't expect this to happen before, because when they came out with this is what I studied for. I understand, but wait, 6 weeks later, now they appreciate that environment that we have created for them. And what we wanted to do is think relevance. Okay, everything that has to be, it has a value. It has to have a reason. It has to be connected, interconnected, co-connected with everything. So now they started thinking relevancy in everything that they do. How to become relevant to how to have my career relevant to my skills, or how do I really improve my skills to become more relevant to the future. This is a characteristic that has been polished into those interns in 6 weeks' time. So let's talk about now the transformation. Okay, all of this fancy talk, what did it get us? We peaked the we eliminated the I. Okay, we peaked creativity. They are thinking they didn't just think out of the box, they threw the box away. They started coming up with ideas. I'm going to show you samples of some of the things that they do in brief case, because we couldn't show you a lot here. I'm fascinated with the creativity that they're coming out, not just innovative, improving on things, but the way they are creating new things, ideas, concepts, getting things done. Pick their motivation. They're connected. They're at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, they're working. They're enjoying it, waking up in the morning, following on each other. More connected, inspired, pick their inspiration, because now they have more reasons for them to want to do more. And a lot of them, and we're honored to have that, they just want to continue their training with us. And we're looking to also hire them with us, because they are a value for our organization. Pick their humanity. Now they feel for people's aspirations. They feel for others. Pick their passion for the reasons they are in business, for the reasons for their career, for the reasons for their future. They became passionate about that. Now they know exactly what they could be. Now they know exactly what they should be, what they should do and what they should not do. They care. We pick their care. We started that at the level of the office. I'm going to show you when we go to the platform how this happens. We pick their aspiration. Now they want more to what they really dreamed of in their life. We pick teams work and group support. People start from one department helping others in other departments. But yet what's amazing is actually giving credit to the people that helped them. They didn't take credit for themselves. Okay, because it's in businesses today, of the boss, whoever creates an article for them or a jobs, he takes the credit. Here they take the credit, and they give credit where credit is due. So everybody feel being rewarded for what they are doing, not being neglected, not being taken over, not being trashed out. They feel appreciated in everything that they do. When they click something, they're appreciated for it. So we pick their character. Their confidence, we boosted their confidence. Their characters right now is just totally different, because now we have people that know exactly what they want to do, exactly what they want to be, exactly what they want to have. We picked their sense of belonging. And I like this statement a week ago in one of my meetings with my interns, and we're debating something, choosing, and one girl, she says, "But sir, this is our project." So I said, "Oh, shut up." I felt proud hearing that from this girl, because now she feels she belongs to this. You cannot take it away from her. And that's a feeling that every business should have in their employees. This is the future. This is how we boost companies' productivity, enhance everything that we dream of happening. It happens. It doesn't need investments in billions. All what it needs is a strategy of how really to build the characters, the qualities of your people, your employees. And we did that very successful because the people that we picked are successful. They're our heroes. They're my heroes. So we distributed into 7 projects: Talents of Endearment, 20x ambassadors, e-learning methodologies, and we brought them into 9 different departments. And there is a reason why you see these errors. This is actually the flow, the logistics of how operations runs. So everybody now understands how they are interconnected together, how every department is connected with the other department. Okay, so now they understand it's like a production line. So everybody understands their roles and responsibilities and when to hand over to the next department or to hand back to the previous department. So we created a connection and kept them engaged to produce and deliver amazing results. And they really did that. And I'm going to show you, for example, if you're going to write an article, how the flow is going to come, how the production and productivities of this article, from the project manager, the assignment, the tracking, the marketing is going to give their surveys, and the communication to write the article, to go to the design, to go to the media, to the events, because our aim is not just to write an article. Now they understand when they do something, it has to be relevant to making money. It has to be relevant to productivity. So now everything is so relevant. They start thinking relevancy in everything that they do. They're entertaining and they are being entertained, growing, earning this knowledge that they didn't have before. But this environment allowed us also to discover how to improve the chain, the supply chain of our operations, to make it better than what it is today. And I think it's very good. And this is the flow, how the article, if you're going to run the articles, how it's going to run, how you have the supply chain is going to run, the surveys, the articles, the design, the email campaign, the social medias, and the like. This is just a sample of what we are talking about. Now, why we are doing this? Refresh our product's positioning. You see, Identity Branding Forum Sure, Sajwar. I appreciate being here with us. Here we have products, services that started years ago. Research over 2 decades and a half ago. What we wanted to do is bring interns, fresh minds, clear, not prejudiced towards any direction, to think it over. How are we going to refresh it? How are we going to polish it? And what was important, not to repolish it or refresh it from our own perspective. We wanted the future generation perspective because they are the future customers. They're the future leaders. They're the future buyers. They're the future clients, no matter where they're going to be, to tell us how they think. So that was very important for us. Now, this is important also that we started, that we're going to be bringing out our major clients worldwide through our interns. Create successful teams. Create successful teams to manage our planned talents of Endearment Career Labs worldwide that we're going to start opening it up. So a lot of them as teams, we're going to take teams, place them. We're not going to take an employee, place the employee. We're going to take a team and place the teams because we develop the harmony, the synergy between them. Now they are comfortable to continue working together. So our aim basically is, and this is why we're going to start expanding our partnerships with universities, is because now we're actually training teams, building teams, creating teams out of interns to lead those career labs at different colleges, physically and virtually. That's the opportunities we're creating for them. And this is a great opportunity for us with them. And like I said, we're adding a smart to intelligence, because now we are learning how actually the different businesses in the world, to enhance their values, becomes more valuable, what we should do and how we should do it. So those interns coming up from those different cultures, different ideas, mindsets, different skill sets, how are we going to be enhancing that? How we are enhancing that? So those experience, now we have models to share with clients, no matter what business they are, because we have students comes from engineering, from media, from marketing, from finance, from IT, tourism. All of it now we know we have different models, different ideas of how really to help other businesses in the vertical fields. What we wanted to do is test and validate ideas, future ideas, our ideas, also their ideas. This is becoming very important to major clients of ours that now negotiating with us to create opportunities for interns on those clients' products and services. Okay, and this creates future opportunities also for our interns with those companies. So this internship is becoming like a bridge to show major clients from the world what kind of talents our interns have. So there are people we're going to be hiring. There are people, the other companies in the world becomes viable to be hired by them. Thank you, Josh. So basically, what we wanted to do is, and this is the same thing we are doing in UAE. We're going to be doing all over the world. Test relevancy to the future. Okay, because most people are thinking about basically is how the market is going to accept my products and services. That's one level. But how relevant it is to the future. What should happen next? The best thing to happen next. This is what we are creating through those interns, and they are learning, and we're testing their abilities. Their involvement actually is helping us to see what we are doing is actually going to be successful to the future or not. So they're not just helping us to do a task or a job. Together with them, they're a part of our future. That's why we're very proud of them. That's why we cherish what they are doing with us. We're very proud of them. And what we did is actually, we created to promote a culture of the future work among future workforces and business. Now we have workforces are readier than any other forces in the world for the future of work. When everybody is talking about the future of work, the new normal, the new business normal, the new education normal, the new growth normal, our interns are ready for it. I challenge you guys to come up with any business that can make that claim, and we will debate it. Our interns right now, they are as ready as they can be, and anybody can be, for the future of work. They've got what it takes to create a successful click business environment. They are interconnected among themselves, to the business, to the future. They're very motivated. They are a breed that you could not acquire for any amount of money in the world. They're priceless. And we're going to be fighting for them to keep them. Before we get here, I want to share with you our platform. I want to share some of the things that some of the work that they did. This is one logo they did, but I want to share with you how they come up with the idea, the evolution of the concept. This is for e-learning. This talks about the evolution in e-learning. Okay. This talks about the transformation of e-learning. as a logo. So they learned how to create perception related to the actual message of the business or the project that they have. This is another project that they are doing 20x. This is the competition. So you will shine through the transformation that we will take you through the Talents of Endearment Career Labs competition. That's one message, that they learn how to do it. Very brilliant. This is another message. How you will evolve through Talents of Endearment 20x competition. I cannot go through it all. This is another one for Mike Salisbury project. The legend with all the brands that he has. This one is for the brand ambassador of 20x that they created. And this is fascinating. It's still under some improvements to be made to it, but I just want to share a sample of what it takes. And how they evolve to create relevancy with the work that they do. Opening up the door of opportunities for you, participation of the program. Let me take you to the platform, share with you what they have been doing. That's blowing my mind. This is the platform that we have. Here it is a section that's called Champion. This is our connect.identitybrandingforum.net, Champion Center for Development. And here we have the two things: the general wall, the community wall. This is where they post everything. They share ideas. They think together. They share the logo print, whatever everybody else. But here, this is what's amazing. This is how they support each other. Good work, good job. Wow, entertaining. That empathy is breathtaking. I mean, you see how they care. They ask for an opinion. I asked them for opinions, and this is how they support each other. Dan said, "Thank you." They communicated through this wall. They created a video for one of the programs, and here this has been posted by Rhoda Al-Qubaisi, but she's giving credit to Dima Al-Mazroui for doing the video. That she still gets some improvement, but to share some of the ideas. And look at the empathy, look at the support they give each other. They don't stop supporting each other. They don't stop caring for each other. You feel like a family, more connected than anything else in the world to it. This is a logo that they have done for the ambassadors of Talents of Endearment. And this is a video that they did. There's something else amazing that they did also. They're working on a game they're producing between marketing and IT. I couldn't stop sharing with all the events. Here they get posted all the meetings and the likes and everything else. They have the capabilities to communicate, hold their meetings, talk to each other, talk to me, events, webinars, different platforms that we use. But there is one project that I want to show you. And our intention here is to make sure that everybody sees everybody's work, ideas, share their ideas. They're working on a prototype for the application for this game that they are creating. Okay, that's the for the IT team. Okay, and the game is actually here. Alert for marketing and sales from IT. This is the team leader of IT. And this is what they're doing. They're actually creating a game, a rewarding game, that comprises talents of endearment, 20x ambassadors and labs that will actually find your lead. So when they create a series of questions, competitions, and things to escalate to the next lead, or connect them to somebody else in that game that they are having. So what we have done is created an environment for them to grow together with it. With this, I stopped for questions and answers. I apologize for my video because it keeps disappearing, taking my picture away. Any questions? Either posted on your question tab or in the chats. No questions? That means I did a very good job. Okay. Good. Thank you. Now, under the handouts, you will find a link for another webinar that we're going to be holding on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, to explicitly talk about the Talents of Endearment Career Labs and the future of it and why it's important. Take a look at it. It's in your handouts. You will also find the link to our website, the Identity Branding Forum, a link to the Smart Internship if you know anybody that would like to join our internship program. Please make sure that they fill their applications online. Everything is done online. And there is also a link to the upcoming career lab that's coming up in September, inshallah. So with this, I close. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak to you today, to share with you our empathy, our passion, and looking forward also to see you all on Wednesday, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care.